Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jordan from Just Tesla, and today we're going to be talking about everything wrong with my Tesla Model 3 after 1,000 miles. Let's just jump right into it. Okay, firstly, I want to say a massive thank you to Lewis for using my referral code to buy a Tesla. I really appreciate it. Anyone else thinking about buying one, please use the link in the description. Quite ironic that I am doing a video about the worst things about my Tesla and asking you to buy one, but here we are. If we can hit 70 likes on this video, I will not wear a hat in the next one, revealing what is underneath the hat. Is that motivation to hit the... Can we just hit 70 likes anyway? But I will not wear a hat, but I don't know how this works, this whole YouTube thing. So here is everything that is wrong with my Tesla Model 3 after 1,000 miles and the things that I don't like about the car after 1,000 miles. Let's get into it. Well, that's the end of the video, guys. I can't think of anything that I don't like about the car. Okay, so all of these things I'm going to be listing off the top of my head because in my mind, if they don't come to your mind straight away, they're not that bad of a problem. So these are the things that I can think of right now that I do not like.
Okay, so this is the first thing I want to point out is the glass panel on top. Is you can sort of, if you can see how big that gap is, I can basically get the side of my thumb down there. If we go to the other side though, however, on the other side the gap is no way near as big. So the whole glass panel is further to the left, which is obviously a bit of a, well, it's not great, let's be honest. We're being honest here, it's not good that the glass panel is perfectly lined up on one side but not on the right side. So that's the first problem. In terms of panel gaps, we're actually pretty good. They're pretty even round each side, but one thing I would say again is this lines up really nicely, and then on the other side you can see again it's a little bit over to this side, over to the left a little bit again. It really looks ugly when it comes to the light, because then there's a gap here but not a gap here. The chrome detailing is beautiful, it is so nice, but as you can see, watermarks get all over them and it's really annoying. The trim up here is like, it's torn a little bit and it's tucked in, whereas here it's perfect. So it's not the best, it's not the greatest, very minor, but again, not the greatest. To be honest, that's pretty much it on the outside. That in terms of manufacturing, that's pretty much it in terms of the problems on the outside. Apart from something that didn't happen in manufacturing, which most of you guys already know about. That would be this lovely souvenir that someone left me on the side of the car. And obviously Tesla didn't do it to me. Oh, I hope not. But it's obviously something that is wrong with my car after 1,000 miles. Bang. I don't like it, obviously. It's getting repaired, but yeah, and the full story is coming soon, remember. But yeah, that's one thing I don't like, obviously. So one thing that has, it's been brought up by other Model 3 drivers in the past, but this piece of trim here, which is where you get in the car, is after 1,000 miles, has quite a few scratches on it already. And that's basically when you've got the seat back like I do for easy access, as you sit in, you really scrape in against this piece of plastic. You really come in against this piece of plastic, this trim, and that creates scratches. And if this is what it's like after 1,000 miles, it would be quite bad after 50 or 60. Now, I've started to be a lot more careful, so this isn't happening as much, but maybe they should use something that doesn't mark as easy as this plastic does. So, not that much bad things on the outside. It's not that bad. There are a few little things, and if I'm being honest, I'm being picky. Apart from the huge dent on the side, I don't think the panel gaps are that bad. And
I think one luxury we have in the UK is that a lot of the manufacturing issues have been ironed out. Not all of them, but a lot of them have been ironed out by the time it reaches the UK shore. So, you know, it's one little benefit of being in the UK. So then we come to the inside. So one thing I'm definitely not a fan of is the glove box. And minimal buttons in the car, you get used to, 100% you get used to. And in fact, it's kind of a revelation. The only thing that annoys me, and it doesn't even get used anymore, is the glove box. So to use the glove box, we have to go into settings. I mean, I still don't. And it's right here, bottom left corner. And if you have a normal car, you know that that's hassle. You know, instead of reaching open and opening the cupboard, you have to go into the settings and thing it. And so to close it like that, I never use it. And that's such a waste of space. My old glove box I would use a lot. I never used that. I really think if they wanted to keep it buttonless, I think there's a simple solution, and that would be the push opens. You get them in like kitchens sometimes and units, and basically you just push it and it opens up, and then you close it shut. Something really simple. Probably would have saved them a lot of money as well in manufacturing, instead of having this, I think, over-designed glove box, over-engineered glove box. So this surface here, it looks lovely, but it marks really easy. I'm being really careful with the car, and we've already got two quite deep scratches here. Don't know if they'll buff out, but there's two quite deep scratches. I don't know if you can see them. You know, not the best. And then, whilst we're here, I may as well talk about this little thing. It just feels cheap and flimsy. It's just a tray, but I don't know, it just feels a bit cheap and flimsy. Don't know if it needs to be there, does it? I don't know. I thought they could have designed something better. You know, when you're spending 40, 50 grand, something a bit better than that. But, you know, it's not, I'm being picky, man. I am being picky. You know, whilst we're here, obviously, if you've watched my early videos, you know we had a leak coming into the car through here. And yeah, so whilst I'm inside, I may as well talk about that quickly. That was within the first 100 miles or so. And that was very frustrating, annoying, and the whole situation was annoying. I'll speak about the service right at the end of this video, but yeah. So there's a few little marks here. So after 1,000 miles, that's not good. There's a few little marks down here. There's a few little marks down here but all of this is getting repaired. But yeah, I'll speak about the service at the end of this video. So if you can see the trim on the door frame, it's not tucked in properly. And it was on delivery, it was like that. But it was actually pulled out even more so. So I've had to tuck that in a little bit myself. But just little details that I feel like could be combed over. So the last things, I mean, I've spoken about before on camera and on video. The last video was about the Sentry mode. That's really frustrating. It's frustrating for many, many reasons. Things that have happened to the car. It's really frustrating, but it seems to be affecting the car in other ways as well, because now the phone, when I want to get into the car, because the car is in a deep state of sleep, it's not as easy as just opening the car. I have to wait for the phone to connect and then unlock it. So that's really frustrating. When the car's plugged into the charger, because it's in a deep state of sleep, I have to go into the phone, wake the car up to unplug the charger. Whereas before I could press it and unplug it. Now I have to wait until, and it could take 30 seconds before I can pull that charger out. That's really frustrating that's happening. So one of the biggest issues I'm having is bugs and software of the systems. And because the car's so intelligent, and it's got so much going off, there are quite a lot of fail points for that to go wrong. And usually when it's a phone, you know, it's not too much of a problem, but when it's the thing you drive, it's the thing you get in, that piece of technology needs to be flawless. Otherwise, it just feels like a hindrance, especially when you've experienced the Tesla working perfectly. When some of those things don't work right, it's really frustrating. Similar to autopilot. I've had autopilot where it won't come on a few times, and if that happens one too many times, I could see myself getting so frustrated that I just don't use it anymore because you can't trust the system to be working. It's the same with Amazon. When I first started using Amazon, this was just before it became massive, the first like 5 or 6 deliveries were seamless, they were so smooth. And then I had a few occasions where the driver dropped it off at the wrong address or he dropped it off next door, and it just destroyed my perception of Amazon, this seamless delivery service where I click and it comes the next day. And when you are so used to, if I get same day delivery and out of 10 times, 3 times it doesn't come the same day, you don't trust it anymore. It doesn't have that magic wow effect that you first thought it had. And it's the same with a Tesla. And for me, it's still within those sort of, it still is magic to me. But if this Sentry mode thing happens for a few days longer, it's going to get to the point where I don't think it's that great and I think the system's a gimmick. And that's how I'll start to describe it. Like, yeah, it's good, but it doesn't work. And that's not what you want from the system. It's not what you want from your customer. And the word of mouth would get rather bad because people who experience the car worse are usually louder. So people who experience issues with the car are usually louder. So I am going to start voicing my opinion a little bit louder about the extreme negatives I'm having, because this leads me on to my next point. The service for the Tesla and everything I've had issues with is awful. And it's so bad. I wouldn't even expect it from the worst car companies in the UK, how bad the service has been. And it's such a shame to say that. I have a new service centre opening in my hometown very soon, so I'm excited to see if that makes a difference. But on yesterday's video, I had a few people commenting saying they had the exact same issue with the Sentry mode. They said to me that we have a big group on Facebook that has the same issue, and we all got together and spoke to Tesla. And if that isn't enough for Tesla to sort the issue, I don't know what is. 6 months later, nothing has happened. And that just makes me sad. Like, the service of Tesla lets them down so much. Such a shame. And I really hope that they sort it, because it could be the downfall of the company. It's not really spoken about enough at the moment. And just because the car is so good, the car is that good, just because the car is so good, it doesn't mean that we should allow them to get away with poor service. So we need to voice our opinions. We need to say, look, this isn't on, Tesla is better than this, and we need to all make a criticism, a critique. Because this is a bad thing about the Tesla community. We don't criticize the car, the company, or Elon enough for them to go, you know what, actually, we're wrong on this, or actually, we do have a problem here. So we need to raise issue. The more vocal we are about the problems, the quicker and the better they are to get sorted, the better Tesla becomes. And that's the whole point of it all. That's the whole point of a community. We're supposed to say when things are wrong. And to that point, I've just been doing this off the top of my head, and I'm struggling to find things I find wrong with the car. Struggling. And that is such a good thing. The car is that good. The service is a massive letdown, but the car is that good. Nothing about driving this car is an issue. The range is still exactly as I expected it. Everything else is absolutely perfect. It is just that the main thing is the service. Once they sort that out, they've got the perfect car. But it is a huge thing. Service is a huge part of the car. In the UK especially, we expect that service to be good. We expect that care. And that's why we put money into certain car companies and car brands, because we know the car's going to be looked after. The car's going to be safe, it's under warranty. But like, what's the point of having this amazing warranty and all these amazing warranties if it takes a year to get it fixed? There's no point. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.